Okay, welcome back to my channel, and today we are just gonna do pick a skull and what their honest feelings are towards you. I'm gonna use my own channeled deck, which is the Brutally Honest deck. So if you're new to this deck, it's there are 100 channeled messages that contain both active romantic connection with the red words, and also inactive romantic connection, meaning to say, you know, for example, it's a platonic situation, they're shutting out their feelings and things like that. I have the ultimate honest truth. So only watch this if you're ready for the truth. Okay, so here we'll have 3 different skulls, and I will shuffle upon each pile or each skull that you've chosen. Okay, so here I'm gonna pick Rose Quartz, Howlite, and Tiger's Eye. Okay, so these are the skulls that I'm using today. So 1, 2, 3. If you want the Rose Quartz one, we'll start first. And if you are connecting with the Howlite one over here, Howlite skull, you can always jump to pile 2, skull 2 under the timestamp. Okay, and then for the third one would be the Tiger's Eye skull over here. Okay, so we'll start with the Rose Quartz skull. I'm gonna start shuffling from the Brutally Honest deck over here. Think of your person as I'm shuffling, and I'm gonna draw around like, we'll see how many cards come out first, okay? And then we'll see what messages they have for you, and then I'm gonna interpret it for you as well. We have a number of cards that have already jumped out. Okay, I'm gonna split them into active and inactive. I love it when there are like odd numbers that show up, because then it gives us a very clear perspective on like if it's really a romantic connection or not. Okay, so I'm gonna move the cards up so you can see everything. I'm gonna start with the inactive cards, inactive romantic connection cards. So over here we have, actually you just remind me of someone else from my past. I've already shown you my true intentions. These are the inactive cards, and then we have the active romantic connection cards, which are, I believe that I can and will commit to you. I will learn to comfort you and make you happy. I do have some feelings for you. It's not platonic. I'm open to seeing where this goes. I'm texting you soon. Honestly, I feel like this is as direct as it can be. There is an active romantic connection, meaning to say, if you're wondering whether this person likes you, whether this person has feelings for you, it's a yes. Okay, and there are some triggers here though. There are some association between you and someone else from their past that they are drawing this reference from, and in the situation that they do kind of sabotage this connection, which I do see a little bit of this happening within your connection. So if you find your person kind of sabotaging this connection, it is when they kind of compare you to someone from their past that they didn't have a really good experience with. And they tend to run away from this connection when they're really afraid of committing, right? And I've already shown you my true intentions. This could be both and good and bad, right? So this is up to you to interpret. Again, when it comes to collective reading, it's hard to say what exactly it is, because it's many people's energy I'm drawing from. And over here, only you would know exactly what the true intentions are. Is if your person has been showing you a lot of signs of wanting to commit, or is it just kind of like seeing where everything will go. However, what I have to say about this connection is that there's this energy of like needing time and for you to be patient. It's almost like this person isn't really ready to come forward and be very honest with how they feel right now, but it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings. I also feel like your person probably hasn't been very honest with you about how they feel in terms of the romantic connection, right? There's still a little bit of like avoidant energy that I'm sensing over here. So do take time. I would say an advice for you here, based on the Brutally Honest decks and the energy I'm picking up from, is be very patient and keep things very light, and I wouldn't say casual, but keep things light and playful. Meaning to say, if your person doesn't really text you, if your person isn't really coming back to you very often or giving you very consistent energy, just take it slow. Be an observer, be a receiver in this connection. Don't jump head first into it. I feel like your person's also not ready to clarify anything if there are doubts. Allow time, right? Allow your person to take time to understand and fully comprehend this connection for what it is. Like I mentioned, like I don't think your person is ready right now to tell you anything, to clarify anything, but there is an active romantic connection. Okay, so this is skull 1, rose quartz. I'm gonna move on to Howlite skull. I'm gonna put this skull away. I'm gonna reshuffle first, and now we are moving to skull 2. Okay, Howlite. So the question here is, are you overthinking it? Is this connection real? Is it platonic? Okay, we already have cards that came out. Or is it, are there any active romantic connection? Okay, does your person have any feelings for you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll draw 7 because that's the number of cards that came out in the first reading. Okay, we're seeing a little bit more inactive romantic connection cards over here. If you're unsure what I'm referring to, you can always go back to the intro part of this video where I talked about active versus inactive connection. Here we are seeing a lot more inactive romantic connection cards versus active romantic connection cards. Before even like really diving into each card, the energy that I'm getting right now, it's someone who's still recovering from a past heartbreak. Your person is still in that wounded energy, and your person is also avoidant, as I mentioned. I've already shown you my true intentions. We do have fun, but nothing more. Someone who is kind of using this connection more as a distraction, for the lack of a better word. But I don't think your person is playing with you. I just think that your person has kind of been honest with you about their intentions right now, that they don't really have the energy or capacity to deal with this connection. Again, like I mentioned, this is a brutally honest deck, right? Only take what resonates, and if this is something that you don't subscribe to in terms of how you want this connection to evolve, you can always not claim this, pick another skull, okay? But trust your intuition on how everything's going. So over here, there was someone, but not anymore. I don't know how to comfort you, but I do care. It's someone who genuinely cares for you, but I wouldn't say like it's really deep affection, right? It's more of like a lot of care and concern. This person doesn't really want to just string you along. I feel like this person wants to be honest with you that they're not ready for a connection. With this connection, the advice that I have for you is to really reflect and understand what this connection is meant to teach you. I feel like there are more learning lessons here, more than there is an active chemistry, an active or similar frequency, right? I feel like you guys might have trauma bonded. There might be some codependency issues, which I'm seeing it's like the avoidant and anxious attachment styles coming together. You being the anxious one and your person being the avoidant. But I think this highlights some things for you to work through as well, which is you're actually just as avoidant as I am. Understanding that sometimes when you are drawn to people who are emotionally unavailable, people who are avoidant, it's also because you have some of that in you, and that's why you feel more comfortable being in a connection with someone who is an avoidant, because you feel like, okay, I don't have to really commit right off the bat, right? And that makes you feel comfortable, and that is also an indication that there are things for you to work through as well. I would say this connection, what I'm feeling quite strongly is that it hasn't ended. I don't think this is kind of like the set in stone, right? This energy. Because I feel like there's still this suppressed emotions and feelings that your person has for you, and they just don't know whether they want to actually open it up to acknowledge that there are feelings and acknowledge that there could be a future, right? Because we see your person still wanting to reach out. We see your person still caring, but they just don't know how to. So I'm seeing some like childhood wounds as well. It's probably about upbringing. Your person doesn't really have that capacity or emotional maturity to understand how to navigate this in terms of their own feelings for healing from past trauma, as well as accepting their feelings for you, caring for you, and also wanting to reach out for you. Why do they want to call you, right? Is it just for all these things, right? It's just for fun. But I think this, honestly, this skull that you've chosen, I don't think this is the end. I feel like you need time, but the more important thing here that I have to highlight to you is that you have to focus on yourself. You have to direct the energy back to yourself and understand, what am I supposed to learn here? Why am I connected to this individual that's giving me all this like push and pull energy, situationship energy? And why am I allowing this? Instead of asking, why is this person not ready? Ask yourself, why am I allowing this? Why am I allowing someone who's unsure about me to stay in my energy? Why am I investing so much emotionally into this situationship? What does it say about me and my childhood wounds, about my trauma, about my codependency issues? Okay, this is your first step. And then see if the dynamic changes after you've really had that realization of what this connection is meant to serve, okay? So that's all I have for you for Skull 2. If you want more information about your own situationship, your own relationship and how this might evolve, you can always book a reading directly with me on akashicrystals.co. I also have some spell works that I released for the 11/11 portal on our website, so you can only order directly on the website, okay? So I'm going to move to Skull 3, which is Tiger's Eye, and then I'm going to shuffle everything again, okay? So here is Skull 3, which is Tiger's Eye. If you've chosen the Tiger's Eye, this is your reading. Again, I'm using Brutally Honest deck, and the question is there a romantic connection or is it purely platonic, okay? Are you overthinking this connection? I'm going to draw 7 cards. Okay, and the black cards, like I mentioned in the intro part of this video, is that it's an indication of an inactive romantic connection. The red words are an indication of an active romantic connection. I feel like as the skulls, as we do the reading, right, from skull 1 to now skull 3, it gets increasingly avoidant. It gets increasingly like complicated, right? The energy is more chaotic. The energy is not as stable. It's not as clear. I feel like this person's energy, your person's energy, if you've chosen Tiger's Eye, your person is very confused as an individual. Your person's energy is kind of clouded by a lot of other people's energy as well. And how that works is basically because your person might have had a very active, for example, like a sexual, how do I put it? Like, there's a lot of interaction with other individuals who are equally chaotic or worse, and those people's energies are attaching or leeching onto your person, right? And your person doesn't really do cleansing, and that's all leached onto your person's energy, which is creating a lot of confusion, is creating a lot of like self-sabotaging tendencies. I can't do this, not right now, not forever. Your fears manifested my distance, focus on you. We're incompatible with each other. I'm actually in love with someone else. Actually, you just remind me of someone else from my past. They're all just a distraction as I can't comprehend my feelings for you. This is the active one. It's a lot of avoidant energy. And at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of there's a mix of like feeling like it's platonic, to be honest. Like there's a lot of things that this person's worried about in this connection with you. There's also this denial towards having a relationship, right? It's not really a you issue. It's more of like them not being able to resolve their commitment issues, and that's why they find it difficult to commit to you in this moment. So I would say that in this person's perspective, at least on the 3D realm, is that there are no feelings for you. Okay, again, brutally honest. Again, like I mentioned in Skull 2, if this is something that you don't want to accept in your potential outcome or in your connection, you can always pick another skull or just view another video. Don't claim this reading if you don't feel like it resonates for you. And I have to say, when it comes to manifestation of relationships and desires, it is so important sometimes to channel a little bit of like that delusional bit to it, right? So your fears manifested my distance. It's also your energy that you're carrying. Perhaps a lot more like defensive, protective energy that you have towards this person. And you kind of know that this person isn't great for you. And this person knows that you know that. Right? And I feel like it's also because you know exactly what you want, which is why this person is kind of actively withdrawing. Because they know if they want to be with you, if they want to commit to you, they have to step up. They have to work through a lot of wounds that they're not ready to deal with right now. And if you realize like there's a lot of like running away, there's a lot of avoidant energy in terms of like not wanting to face their fears, not wanting to face their challenges, just wanting things to kind of conveniently work out for them, right? And this is an energy you don't really want when it comes to soulmate, when it comes to a lifetime partner. If this is a connection that you're in for a while now and you are in a relationship with this person, you need to have that honest conversation about what you want, right? What your needs are. This is someone who doesn't really want too much of an attention from you. They don't want you to be too caring towards them. They are more comfortable, being treated like in a tough love kind of situation, right? But that's not how you roll. You are someone who's very empathic. You're someone who's very nurturing and caring. Don't bend over backwards or dim your light just because this is not what this person needs right now or wants right now. You have to be honest with your feelings. If you're someone who's caring and nurturing, you have to be that for yourself. You have to be that, and you have to feel like you can be that with someone that you love, right? And this is just not the person for you in this moment, okay? This is the truth. And this person also has a tendency of like going for distractions, things that are not great for them, things that are creating more confusion, which is why this person is in this loop, right? Because your person is already in a very confused and chaotic energy. And they actively, but because their frequency is low, right? Low frequency, very low energy, they are already attracting people of similar vibrations, which is other people who have a lot of toxic traits, and they tend to kind of lean into that and they further welcome it. So it's kind of like a downward spiral if you can imagine it, right? Because you are already of low energy and you're constantly attracting people who are also low energy. It's so hard to break out of that cycle unless they want to put a stop to it. So the question I have for you, if you've chosen this power and it has resonated so far, is what do you want for your life? Do you really want to spend your time and spend your years waiting for this person to get their shit together, right? Because you are the most important person in your life and there's so much more that you can do. I feel like there's a reason why you've stumbled across this reading, chosen the skull, seeing all this truth in front of you. These are information that you already kind of know subconsciously, right? So there's a reason why sometimes things are not working out for you, because this person's just not meant for you, and your spirit guides want to align you on the path of healing, the path of growth. And in order for you to do that, sometimes you have to cut people off. You have to cut people who are not good for you off. And sometimes you might think, okay, this person's not great for me, but I really love this person. That says a lot more about your codependency issues than the actual love that you have for this person. That's why I say, like, take time to reflect. Why have you come across this person? Why was there a connection? What are you meant to learn through this connection about yourself? Not about the love, not about this person, but about yourself. What do you take away from this connection? That you have so much love to give, that there are still wounds to be healed. And also just ask yourself, like, if this person is in this energy, would it truly benefit you by being together right now? Okay, that's a question that you have to ask yourself, okay? Again, this is all I have for you for today. And if you want more information to your specific situationship, your specific relationship, or even a no contact situation, you can always book a reading with me on akashicrystals.co. I also have the 1111 portal spellworks already on the website akashicrystals.co. If you resonate and you identify yourself to be in a twin flame connection, it's the first time I'm releasing a twin flame healing for a reunion spellwork. So that spellwork serves to send positive healing energies to both you and your twin flame. You do have to identify who it is, okay? And what it does is basically to accelerate and kickstart a healing process for both of you individually. And like I mentioned many times in my videos on TikTok and Instagram, reunion for twin flames are not always on the table. The only time that reunion is or could be considered is if both parties have done their work, at least some work in spiritual growth, in healing through their wounds, okay? So if you are constantly rejecting that and you're just obsessing over your twin flame connection and you're feeling very stuck, there is no reunion, okay? I can be very straight up with you. It's gonna be tough. So this spell work is not meant to just bring both of you back together. It's meant to help you fulfill that purpose of why twin flames existed in the first place. It is meant for healing, it's meant for growth. Don't deny the work. Don't walk away from this tough challenge and journey. Know that you met your twin flame for a reason. It's meant to trigger you into healing, to learning your wounds, and to accept and embrace your person for who they are. Okay, and allowing them, having faith that they will grow as well separately on their own. Okay, and that they can take care of themselves, they will be fine. Okay, so that's what I have for you. And I also have a Black Cat energy attraction spell work. It's meant for you to embody that whole quiet confidence, mysticism, independence, and also heightened intuition. Okay, for yourself, it's a non-targeted spell work, meaning to say the attraction is meant to attract good things in your life in general, including romance, people relationships, as well as in work and general life situations. Okay, so Black Cat energy is not about chasing, it's about staying there, observing and receiving, and about that magnetic charm. Okay, so besides that, finally, we also have the 1111 Make-A-Wish custom manifestation ritual. It's all individual rituals. For that one, you can actually manifest anything that you want. And 1111 is so important when it comes to manifestation and for twin flames, okay? So it's about heightened intuition with the Scorpio season. It's about learning and being very in touch with your emotional side, okay? So all those things will come together, and spells will all be done on 11 November, Singapore time. And the spell works and readings are not restricted to just only people based in Singapore. If you're outside of Singapore, you can also book a spell work with me. It's done remotely on my end, and you'll be updated via Instagram or email with the photos of the spell work and completion update as well. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Do subscribe and like, and if you want to, you can leave a comment on how or if this resonates with you and what you'd like to see in the future. Thank you. Bye-bye. Sending you love and light.